What is going on, gamers? Aevatrex here, and today we're going to be talking about how to properly shield your troops when you're launching an attack, or maybe you're doing a rally on a darkness, etc. It works on anything, and this is going to be mainly focused on a single troop type. So let's say you're going to be rallying a darkness and you're going to be using one single troop type. There is a method to try to shield your troops before the armies collide. Now, let me go ahead and show you what I mean. So let's take a look at this battle report. Now, this was a rally against a darkness. It was a level 24 dark essence that I led. So essentially, you see here that it was fairly close, but we did get the victory. And let's take a look at the battle report. So what you want to do is, you don't want to send just the one troop type and then that's it. What you actually want to do is you want to send the one troop type minus two troops. So you want to send one of the heroic fighters and ancient Drake riders. For instance, in this case, since I was sending mainly heroic cannoneers, I want to send one troop of the other two types. So once you do that, so for me it was all heroic cannoneers minus one heroic fighter and minus one ancient Drake rider. And then the next key thing is the formation that you use. So for me, it was the infantry phalanx. Now, why is that? Remember, for that one, I was mainly using heroic cannoneers. So when you go to your formations, you see here that infantry phalanx has the heroic cannoneers all the way in the back. So you have the infantry, the cavalry, and then the ranged. So essentially, this is what happens when you do that. I'm going to go ahead and show you the battle, and I'll pause it at different times. That way you know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and view the battle. Okay, so remember, right here we have all heroic cannoneers minus two, one heroic fighter and one ancient Drake rider. So take a look at how this interaction works. So you see that in their wall they have troops ready to attack me. They have their own heroic cannoneers ready to attack me. But check out what happens. The first full wave of their attack knocks out my heroic fighter. So keep that in mind. The first full wave of attack literally only took out one troop, and that's because the heroic fighter was in the front. If you were to send all heroic cannoneers, that first wave would have hit your cannoneers, and literally it would have just done way more damage. So once we go ahead and continue, the second wave right there is hitting my ancient Drake rider, which is the second troop that's in front of my cannoneers. So in between those two attacks that they got off, we were able to go ahead and take down that wall. So that was two hits that I avoided from their heroic cannoneers, and from there on out is just my heroic cannoneers, which is really my main army, is still intact, and now is just going to be a fight. Here we go. So now we get the ancient Drake riders against my heroic cannoneers, and in the end we end up winning it because that's exactly how it was meant to happen. So if you're going to do heroic cannoneers, make sure you're in infantry phalanx, because that means your heroic cannoneers are going to be all the way in the back. The name of the game is to have two troops ahead of your main army, and that is going to be the key right there. So as you can see right there, it wasn't really as close as the report showed. It shows that we lost more might, but at the end of the day, our morale, because we avoided those initial two hits, was much higher than it probably would have been if I were just to send all heroic cannoneers. So let's take a look at another report. Let's take a look at this one. I don't know what exactly we hit on this one. This was a level 4 darkness. Let's do a level 5. Okay, so here's another one. Same principle. Look at that wall, 9 million HP wall. But on this one, as you can tell, I switched it up a bit. On this one, it was mainly ancient Drake riders, and then I sent one heroic fighter and one heroic cannoneer. Now, keep in mind that since the ancient Drake riders are going to be the main army, what I did was I went ahead and put ranged phalanx, because guess what? The cavalry is all the way in the back. So then you'll have the range up front, the infantry right after, and then the cavalry. So let's go ahead and see how that one worked out, and you'll see the same exact thing happen. Okay, so here we go. Remember, we are in range phalanx, so right now the first wave of attack that they're going to do is going to hit my heroic cannoneer, and there it goes. And then there goes my heroic fighter. So we've taken 2 hits once again, and my army is still intact. Take a look at my morale, it's still at 100%. Usually that's not the case, because that means your army would have already taken 2 hits. But when you do it like this, it's not the case. So now, boom, there goes the wall. That's 9 million. Keep in mind, that is 9 million HP wall that just went down without you basically taking any hit, because I was able to shield my troops up front. Once I'm able to do that, then unfortunately I ran into their cavalry, not their infantry, which is what I was really aiming for. But at the end of the day, when you have cavalry versus their cavalry and you have decent gear, my cavalry attack is over 500%, so I was fairly certain that no matter what we hit, we were going to win regardless. And as you can tell, it wasn't even close. So just keep that in mind when you're rallying, especially darkness, because darkness is where usually you want to focus on one troop type. You want to make sure that you shield your troops correctly. Send 2 troops ahead of your real army, that way they take those initial hits, and that's an easy way to never worry about a wall being so huge that you're just going to take forever to take it down and take too many hits. I've seen that happen too many times, where you go up against a huge wall and then all of a sudden your morale is like at 70% before your armies even engage. Not in this case. So hopefully this tip is helpful for you guys. By the way, KVK is just in a few minutes, and I am going to be streaming over in Wii Gamers. So if you want to check it out, make sure that you go over to Wii Gamers and check out the stream. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and until later. Bye.